Going on here? This is not the time, Streamlabs, you know what I mean? Music a little too loud. There it is. Studio mode. There it is, a little better. Got you, got you. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. How y'all doing today? Ready for the draft? I'm excited. Beyond the top 3 picks, this draft is gonna be chaos. I'm excited for it. Ready for it. About 2 minutes. So we all know Victor Wembanyama is going to go with the first pick. So we're going to run some Victor Wembanyama highlights in the background as we start to talk about this thing. Let me know what you think. So I wanted to do this live stream a little bit differently because watching the draft on TV, I found myself always looking at my phone because the draft just happens so much faster with social media and online in real time. There's no point in me watching the TV to watch the draft because you can find out quicker being on the internet, being online. And so that's where people are at. That's where I'm going to be. Started this hoops channel because something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I can't really hoop anymore. I was in a car accident. So I got two bad Achilles and now a bad back. So those days are over. But I've watched basketball, played basketball since I was 8 years old. I'm super excited about this draft. Super excited about this channel. I just want to shout out the people that have been subscribing so far. We started this channel a little under a month ago. Big E, Emet, first one to subscribe. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Richie Harrow, looks like he was on there too. Charles Cohen, appreciate you. Haven't had a chance yet. Vote on the poll. Are the Hornets gonna screw it up? Are they gonna pass on Scoot? Wemby's the consensus #1 pick right now. It's Victor Wembanyama. 8-foot wingspan. I mean, Victor Wembanyama is really impressive. He really is. I mean, his incredible touch and athleticism and agility for being 7'5", having an 8-foot wingspan. But for people to think he's the greatest prospect of all time, that's a bit much for me, because there's going to be a lot of, not only an athletic learning curve for him, but remember, LeBron James, his very first game had 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So we're talking about the greatest prospect of all time. He's not a better prospect in my eyes than LeBron James. But he's awfully talented, awfully intriguing. Spurs can't go wrong with Victor Wembanyama. Question is, what's going to happen after that? Is it going to be Scoot? Is it going to be Brandon Miller? I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. I personally think Charlotte they'd be really missing the mark if they passed up on Scoot. I mean, Brandon Miller's a great prospect as well. If you take a look at Brandon Miller throughout his career, man, college, Brandon Miller, he's 6'9", but he's 20 years old, so he's a little bit older, got a little seasoning. He averages almost 19 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. He shoots 86% from the free throw line, 39% from 3. I mean, Brandon Miller is a great prospect as well. I mean, it could happen. Charlotte could very easily go with Brandon Miller. But I think there's going to be some trades that are going to surprise some people. Big thank you to a recent subscriber. Definitely appreciate you. see if they're going to end up. Let's see if Charlotte's going to end up screwing up this first part of the draft or not. I mean, like I said, Brandon Miller's a great prospect, though. We're going to find out on Twitter and the internet first. You talk about Victor Wembanyama. I watched every one of the EuroLeague playoff games that involved Victor Wembanyama, and he is really impressive for only being 18 years old. I mean, he's playing against grown men, but he's got to really learn how to make sure he gets to his spots better, because sometimes he tries to dribble through 2 and 3 people. You can't do that. Turns the ball over. But Olabwale, to me, is the gem in this draft, man. He's really opened a lot of eyes, man. Whenever I started watching Wembanyama and I saw Olabwale, I was blown away by him being 18 and being 6'8", 225 pounds. And just the way he moved and navigated around screens and could play defense on multiple positions, that had me really excited about Olabwale. Now, as far as Victor Wembanyama, I mean, he's going to be able to score because he can just turn and shoot. If he learns to just turn and shoot over top of people, he's going to be almost unstoppable at 6'5". He's got to get that discipline to be able to get to his spots and do that. As you can see in this clip right here from the video from Hoops Profile that we did, his mechanics are beautiful for a 7'5" guy, for anybody really. We're gonna be definitely on the lookout for some trades, because after the first 3 picks, the field's wide open to me. This is a really deep draft. Really deep draft.
Sorry, the number you have dialed is disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording error,
Big thank you to Tiago.
call again.
Appreciate your subscription. Appreciate your support. Got another poll question to put up there. Who's the most overrated player in this draft? I want to know who's the most overrated player you think is in the draft. So out of Anthony Black and Grady Dick, it's gonna be a tough one. Big thank you to JM Bridges, who recently subscribed. Definitely appreciate you. But you know, they could save us all about 20 minutes by just announcing Wembanyama. We already know he's the pick. Information travels, like I said, a lot faster, of course, on the internet, so we're going to be using that platform. Get all our breaking information. After, like I said, the top 3 picks, it could go in any direction this draft. It really could. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can go to this, we'll go to the mock draft simulator, for example, just to use this as example reference material. San Antonio would be the first team on the clock, obviously. Real GM's got a decent mock draft simulator. Victor Wembanyama, he's going to go to the Spurs, so you can just draft him right off the bat. Here's where it gets interesting. Does Charlotte pick Scoot or Brandon Miller? All the Wojnarowskis or Adrians and, you know, Shams and all the four-letter networks reporting is that Charlotte is looking to lean towards picking Brandon Miller. So if they pick Brandon Miller, what's going to happen with Damian Lillard in Portland? Because Portland wants to trade out of that pick to get help right now for Dame, because that's what Dame wants. Dame wants help. But if they don't trade out of it and don't get Dame help, they got to pick Scoot Henderson. What happens after Scoot? That's the question. What happens after Scoot? As you can see, you would have the Houston Rockets at the 4th pick on the clock. Houston they need help at both guard spots for sure. Yeah, one of the Thompson brothers fits. I like Asor Thompson better than Amen Thompson. But you know, the NBA, you know, most of the talking heads like Amen better than Asor's game. So I'll have them drafting Amen. Wemby going number 1. We already knew. I mean, that's not shocking. We knew that was going to happen. But now's where it gets interesting. What happens next? What happens next is the question. Can you watch draft content on Twitter? I mean, on NBADraft.com? Yeah, we already knew that was going to happen. I mean, that's expected. The real question is this is where it gets real interesting. What happens with Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller? Here are my my notes on Wemby. So Wemby has all the tools you'd want in a basketball player. I mean, he's got excellent size at 7'5", 200 plus pounds. I mean, he has the touch of an elite shooting guard on his jump shot. He's got incredibly nimble feet. He has the ability to bend his knees and stay in front of guards in P&R situations. His length allows him to rebound and block shots. He needs to get better at his decision making out of the post and on double teams. He needs to not dribble in the middle of the lane as he's too tall. People try to swipe at the ball. As you can see on the screen right here, he makes himself very small at times, especially when he's trying to use his footwork in the pivot. So he needs to work on his, footwork in the low post and his mid post game. He's got an excellent jump hook with either hand though. Left hook, right hook. He's got them both in his bag. Sometimes he rushes to shoot, and he doesn't get to utilize his tools enough because he speeds himself up. But that comes with being 18 years old. He needs to square up more and shoot the J over the top in the post. He's got some really poor effort plays though that show up on tape, as well as some general inconsistent sense of urgency and interest. I don't know if he has that killer instinct. I do want to talk about that though. I want to talk about some reps that he has that, man, I just don't understand, like, as a competitor, what he's thinking. I mean, it's a shocker. Wemby going number 1. I like his low-key style, though. Real low-key with the suit. I'm sure it's hard to find A nice tailored suit being 7'5". Wimby emotional, man. He's emotional. Yeah, Wimby is not holding it together. I mean, he's realizing his dream, though. You know what I mean? He's realizing his dream. So who we got next? Scoot? Scoot or Brandon Miller? My videos. There's Scoot. .6'2" guard, 195 pounds. Yes, he's. I mean, 8-foot wingspan is insane on Wimby. I mean, so the thing with Scoot, I'm not really sure what's happening with my mouse all of this. See what's going on with Scoot. So, I mean, Scoot's got insanely long arms as well. And he's an explosive point guard. I mean, he really reminds me of Russell Westbrook a lot. And he's got that competitive fire that you want to see. And it can make him great or it can make him a nightmare to coach. It all depends on how he uses that. He prefers to go right and almost always finishes with his right hand all the time at the rim. He definitely has predetermined moves when he crosses over to get to his pull-up. But it looks smooth when he adds a step back to it as well. Even when he comes off his screens, going to his right. The problem with that is when he goes left, he tends to drip, and his form looks a little bit awkward. As it stands right now, he's a 2-level scorer, but his mid-range is money. I mean, that pull-up J is really nice for him being so explosive, able to just pull up and get into that motion. He can be an excellent passer, but like Russell Westbrook, he kind of uses it as a last resort. When he draws so much attention, that's how he gets all of his assists. I mean, he's super young, though. I mean, you want to have a good veteran to mentor him if you can. But he's a low percentage three-point shooter. I'm not really sure how well that range is going to translate in the NBA. Oh, they took Brandon Miller. Oh no, they took Miller. You can't have Dame and Scoot in the backcourt together? I don't know. You can't have Dame and Scoot in the backcourt together. One of the Thompson brothers might go to Portland. Unless they're going to trade Dame. You know, unless they're going to trade Dame. I don't know how you play Scoot and Dame together. I really don't. And I don't think that's going to move the needle for Dame to want to stay. There ain't no way. They got to take one of the Thompson brothers. It's got to be. The next pick's got to be one of the Thompson brothers. Let me know what you think. Yo, what up, E? What's good? I got you. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Anthony Black is overrated, that's for sure. I mean, like I said, they can't pick Scoot to go with Dame. They just can't. Like, I can't see how that pairing would work. Like, Damian Lillard, Scoot Henderson's only 6'2". It's gonna have to be one of the Thompson brothers, or they're moving Dame, or they're trading the pick. It just, there's no way it's gonna happen. It's just not gonna work. Let me know what you think. I need to know your comments. We're about to find out. I mean, Brandon Miller's game is smooth. His game is smooth. You can't go wrong with either one of those top three, like I said. It's after the top three where the draft is going to get interesting. But Scoot is a lot like Westbrook, man. He really is. I don't have any, I didn't get the Brandon Miller's tape. And so just a little bit of information of how I break down tape. You know, most people just look at highlights and are like, oh, this player is this and that. You got to look at full games. You got to look at a body of work over several games, because it's not just about the highlights you see. It's what kind of decisions do they make in the pick and roll? What kind of teammate are they? How do they play defense? How do they play off-ball defense? Stuff you don't see. How do they box out? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just evaluate a prospect based on highlights. It's not going to work. And Brandon Miller, I knew he was going top 3, and there was other prospects I wanted to look into. I just didn't get a chance to fully vet Brandon Miller's game. But from what I've heard from a lot of the other experts around the networks, and if you haven't tuned into 5 Reasons Sports too, with Ethan Skolnick and them, man, check them out. If you're a Miami Heat fan, they're legit. But yeah, so as far as Brandon Miller, he's going to be an excellent pro. Can't go wrong with him. But what I'm more intrigued about is this Damian Lillard situation, man. He wants veteran help. He wants to win now. He's been all over IG talking about how he wants to win now. I can't see how drafting Scoot Henderson is going to tell Dame they're looking to win now. I just can't see it. He's going to want out. He's going to want out. Unless they trade the pick to someone else. Like, that's the only logical way it could happen, right? The only logical way it could happen. I just can't see it. I can't see it, man. Let me know what you think. Send me a message down below. Let me see. Let's check the Twitterverse. See if we got any update on the Twitterverse. You know that's where you'll find it first. I mean, Charlotte's all in on Miller. I got you, Woj. Woj bomb. I just can't believe that, you know, the front office is talking to Damian Lillard right now, being like, you know what? I know you wanted some vets, but we're going to go into the season with you and Scoot Henderson at 6'2" in the backcourt. I mean, it's him and CJ McCollum, but except for CJ McCollum was a better three-point shooter than Scoot Henderson. I just don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. They picked him now, but the question is, so they picked him, but is there a trade behind this? So Portland picked Scoot Henderson, as you can see playing on the screen right now. His form, as you can see right there, needs some work from deep, but he's a great mid-range shooter. There has to be a trade coming. There has to be. This is going to be very, very interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. So, one of the Thompson brothers got to be next. Yeah, one of the Thompson brothers have to be next.
Wake up every day feels boring. The same thing, routine in the morning. Grew up too fast without warning. And when it rains,
I mean, Scoot's a great prospect. I mean, he really is. Especially in the pace and space league. I mean, he's going to do very, very well. Question is, who's going to trade? Who's going to trade for him? Dame's not the type to try to push his way out. Now, do you think that was an organizational flex, though? Let's see. Like I said, I mean, I think Dame ultimately asks out, man. I think he's gonna ultimately ask to be traded now, unless Portland pulls off a trade later on. It's the only way. It's the only way I see Dame sticking around. It's gonna be interesting. Gotta be one of the Thompson brothers coming up next, right? Let's take a look. Who's next? We got yeah, we got the Rockets on the clock. Man, they could pick Cam Whitmore. They could definitely pick Cam Whitmore. If I'm the Rockets, I'm probably taking A-Man. I'm probably taking A-Man. Who we got left? Cam Whitmore would fit really nice in Houston. I mean, they could go with size too. Whoops. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I got him in the mock draft picking Amen Thompson. Let's see. Where are the Thompson brothers? There they are. Both Amen and Asor, they're very much the same. I think one of the Thompson brothers comes off the board next. They're both really long, super athletes, really good defenders. They can really pass the ball too. They have a great feel for the game.
fight dirty, every single one to see.
I mean,
Stand up, I wanna see your face.
one's a leader more than the other, though. A-Man Thompson's more of the outgoing alpha.
Going up against something that you can't ignore. This ain't a game, this your life that we're playing with. There ain't no reset button or an off switch. You gotta face your fears, you gotta scratch the itch. You gotta break through the walls and get after it. Only time will tell who's gonna make it. I promise you I'm a fight, leaving blood on the pavement. If you're up against me, then you
There you go. A little too loud in my headphones. Music was a little too loud.
started, I've been waiting.
I'm guessing it's gonna be A-Man Thompson is gonna be the next pick. That's my opinion on it. Because, you know, Houston needs somebody that can play defense and add some athleticism to that backcourt to go along with Jalen Green. I'm really feeling a trade, man. I was skeptical Dame was going to get traded because he's so loyal to Portland, but there's going to have to be a trade. There it is. A-Man Thompson. Hold it. I figured A-Man was gonna go.
Today is the day. Don't waste any time. No, it's time to make a change. Up in your mind,
He's an athlete. He really is.
on your way. There's gonna be good times and bad times. That's alright. Just stay on the line. 'Cause in life we all got a different mission. But the good guy always wins.
Shams, man. He's on it today.
You stay driven, you'll be looking down the barrel of completing your mission. Ignition. Light the flame, get the fire.
Shams is on it today.
'Cause this is real, ain't no fiction. You don't need drugs, help any prescription. Just persistence and energy can win any competition. So keep fighting.
I mean, A-Man, here's my notes on A-Man Thompson.
Story you yourself have written.
As far as A-Man Thompson, he has excellent agility for his 6'7" frame. He pairs that with excellent length with a 6'11" wingspan. His length shows up on tape. He's able to finish around the rim. He's more of a two guard than a PG, but in this positionless basketball era of pace and space, it doesn't much matter. He needs to put on some muscle when he gets bumped. Puts the ball in some awkward positions. He turns the ball over for quite a bit, but he's only 19 years old. He's got tons of room to learn and grow. Finishes with his right hand very well, but not as much with his left. A-Man, to me, or not A-Man, but Asor, to me, Asor's the better prospect to me. Because this jump shot's farther along, and they play a similar game. So if you got a better J on you, I'm taking that guy. And he's a more humble leader. But they both can ball. Who's next? Who's next? We got the Pistons on the clock. Take a look at their roster. Their starters are Jordan Ivey, Killian Hayes, Bogey, and Stewart. They're taking a power forward of some kind. I could see Horace Walker going here. I could definitely see Horace Walker going here. Let's see what Shams has to say. No new news from Shams. I mean, Detroit, Like I said, I could see him going with Walker. If I had to put a bet down of who was going next, it would be Horace Walker. Oh, snap. So Detroit picked a sword back right after. Yo, I like it. I like it. They got a real one in a sword. A sword and Cade are going to be a problem. A sword and Cade Cunningham are going to be a real problem. They're going to mesh. Their games are going to mesh really well together. Soar's a willing passer. Cade can create. Cade can score. A Soar can score. That's some instant help right away. Shams is on it, man. Shams is the guy. Come hang out. Like I said, if you don't want to watch the draft and you don't want to get the information late, come hang out. You know, Twitter's got it. Chop it up. We can talk about it. It was great to see the Thompson brothers go back to back. Shams is on it, man. Like I said, I mean, a lot of the people saw the Thompson brothers as being very similar, you know? Here we go. All right, so who's next? Who's next after Detroit? We got Orlando. Orlando's on the clock. So Orlando, they need shooting. I mean, they could go with Cam Whitmore. That's who I would go with. Kason Wallace gives you shooting as well. Horace for a big man can shoot threes, but they already got too many big guys. It's got to be Cam Whitmore. Got to be Cam. Let's see what Shams got to say. Yeah, it's going to be Cam. It has to be. Where's our baseline assassin, Cam Whitmore? Guaranteed to go next, man. Guaranteed it. Let's see what Shams has to say. Nothing yet from Shams. I wonder if you can, I'm not sure. Anthony Black? No way, bro. Oh my God, why? Why did they go with Anthony Black? That's crazy. Over Cam Whitmore. Man. Anthony Black is the pick. Let me pull up my notes on Anthony Black for you. Here we go, Anthony Black. Anthony Black has an excellent feel for the game that allows him in college to better utilize his size. He's an excellent passer. He can shoot the three ball, but he is stiff. Doesn't get much lift when shooting. I haven't seen much in the way of him creating the space for his own J or really creating to get to the rim off the dribble by himself. You know, he's got a great transition game. He's because of his size and passing. But in half court, it's going to be difficult for him to score. He focuses more on just his passing. Being a role player on offense, he can find his role quickly. He never really drives and finishes going left. Most of his college actions are P&Rs for him going right or curling right into the lane. His defense leaves a lot to be desired. His stance is very upright and stiff. I don't see him being a positive defensive contributor right away. He over-penetrates and picks up his dribble a lot. Yikes. Leaves his feet to make passes a lot and gets caught in the air with nowhere to go. Now, with that being said, he still averaged 13 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game, shot 45% from the field, 30% from three, turned it over 3 times per game. That's way too high. Way too high. I don't like that pick at all. I can't believe that. That's insanity to me. Yeah, I cannot believe that. That's wild. That's wild. I really can't believe Anthony Black went there. Let's see how that's going to affect our draft board. Where's Anthony Black? There he is. So, I mean, if the Pacers are on the clock, I mean, and they need front court help, that's probably Cam Whitmore or Horace Walker. You know, it's going to be one of those two to me. I mean, because nobody's replacing Buddy Hield, even though Buddy Hield could slide to the shooting guard spot. So I don't see them drafting a shooting guard or a point guard. So it's got to be Horace Walker. I like Cam Whitmore though. For my money, I like Cam Whitmore. We'll let some more of this Anthony Black breakdown go in the background till we find out. Let's check from Shams. See what's next. See what Shams got for us. Here we go, back on Shams. Nothing yet, but I can't, like I said, I think it's going to be Horace. I think they're going to go with Horace Walker. Now, here's the thing about Horace Walker. Horace Walker has great length and he can shoot. But Horace, on defense, he blocks a lot of shots from behind, but he doesn't get a lot of great lift when he's blocking shots. It's like he's always catching it right out of their hands, so he has really good timing. More timing for him. He's going to need to be more of a positional defender, I believe, in the NBA. And he gets blown by on the perimeter. Horace Walker gets blown by. Yo, Koulibaly! Koulibaly went at number 7. Yo, that's a great pickup. Great pickup. And they're going to trade him to Washington. Shout out to Shams. Yo. Yo. That's crazy. They're trading him to Washington Wizards. Dang, that's a bad spot for that's a bad spot for him. He's gonna have a lot of work to do. Let's get a little bit of Koulibaly highlights out there for you. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I told you, he's the gem of this draft. Koulibaly can play. 6'8", 225 pounds. But they're trading him to Washington, though. So they picked up Koulibaly. Where's he in my list here? Did I pass him up? Oh, it's my last name, so we gotta go down to Koulibaly. Am I going crazy? Why can't I find his name? Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh, there he is. All right, so if the Wizards are trading or getting him, so the Wizards got to take somebody for Indiana. They're going to take Horace Walker, right? That's got to be what's going on. Shams, go back to Shams' account. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Go. Yeah, so Horse is going to go next, though. I like that pickup for them. Horse Walker's a good player. I definitely wouldn't have traded out from Koulibaly. I mean, that dude can ball. but he's got super long limbs. Yeah, so Horsewalker is gonna go at number 8 to the Wizards for the 7 for 8 flip. Yeah, I got you. I got you. So the Wizards also sent a second round pick to the Pacers to move up to get Koulibaly. Interesting. So this is the Cam Whitmore territory, right? This is where Cam Whitmore's got to go then. Next pick, it's the Jazz. I mean, they just need... Who the Jazz? The Jazz, they need everything, man. Best player available, Cam Whitmore. Easy. This one's easy. Cam Whitmore, easy. Let's get that Cam Whitmore footage out because I already know that's who it's going to be. Where's this song though? There's Cam Whitmore. They're like, dang, Shams, slow down. But I'm guessing that's going to be, it's got to be Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore, 6'7", can handle. Super strong NBA body. Can defend multiple positions. He's got to be the next one to go. But his jump shot takes a long time to get off, man. They got to speed that release up in the NBA. I'm very interested to see what happens with him in Summer League and his development going into his NBA training camp. See how long it takes for him to gather and get that shot off? Especially whenever you start the ball that low in your shooting motion. He makes himself small around the rim in the half court too. In the open court, super athlete, his athleticism shines, but in the half court, tends to make himself small. Utah's going with Taylor Hendricks out of UCF. I don't have Taylor Hendricks yet. I didn't break down his full game tape yet. See if anybody else got him. There you go. I use Swish a lot, man. I like their highlight tapes. Big shout out to them on YouTube. There's Taylor. He's going to the Utah Jazz. So Cam Whitmore's stock is down. Interesting. Let's see where that puts us in our draft board. There's Taylor. Make that pick. All right, that will put the Orlando Magic on the clock. And if they need shooting, again, Cam Whitmore can provide shooting. Cam Whitmore can provide shooting. Is that right, or did I get ahead of myself? Oh, I flipped them around. So it's the Dallas Mavericks are on the clock. Dallas Mavericks are on the clock. I mean, he seems to be a versatile player, Hendricks. Especially for that size. He looks like he can move, but he's a little stiff, you know what I mean? He's a little stiff. I appreciate everybody that that subscribed and stopped by. We're going to continue to make profiles and breakdowns. Hope you enjoy the rest of the draft. I will talk to y'all later.